souls, and welcome to this timeless card reading. If this has popped up on your channel today, then you have definitely needed to hear this message. It is a channeled message through the divine regarding your current situation and any advice and support that you need to hear from your ancestors and angel guides. So we have 3 piles here to choose from. You can pick more than one pile. However, choose one that resonates with you the most, and that is the pile that is meant for you. So go ahead and choose. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. If you would like to choose with crystals, then I'll just pop them on in a moment. Voila! So for pile number 1, we have this beautiful pyrite crystal. She's gorgeous. It's just a raw pyrite crystal. And pile number 2, we have this moss agate crystal. So it's got moss infused in it, which is absolutely gorgeous if it wants to focus. Sort of focusing, sort of. And then for pile number 3, we have just this beautiful, doesn't want to focus, this beautiful black seashell that I collected, and I was in awe of it because it is a black seashell. Like, it's stunning. So there we go. Whichever pile resonates with you, pause the video if you need to take a moment, and then we can get right into it. Timestamps will be in the description. Okay, beautiful souls, this is for my pile 1 who chose the pyrite. The overall energy card that we have for you is the native bee. So the native bee is a very busy bee, so there's a lot happening currently. I mean, when isn't there a lot happening currently? But this time it's a lot busier than normal. There's a lot more going on than normal. It's sort of like, it's chaotic, but there is a flow to it. Like, there is part of it that makes sense. It's like what do you call it? An organized mess. Right now, what you're dealing with is an organized mess. It's functioning, but it's at its breaking point. So it is functional, but there's no room to slow down. It's like one thing after the next. Just, trying to reach that goal that seems never ending, like it's a continuous cycle. So like once you reach it, you're like, okay, on to the next. There's no real time for you to sit and sort of settle and sort of enjoy the fruits of your labor, enjoy the honey that you've created. This night might not be for everyone, but there's a lot of energies going on. So there's a lot of people, I'd say people in this current situation that you're dealing with. Maybe you're an owner of a business, actually. So maybe you own the business, and like it's sort of like a chaotic mess. It's a chaotic organized mess, but maybe you're only just beginning, and that's beautiful. But you have already reached like milestones that need to be celebrated. I see maybe this is your business, and this might not resonate for everybody, but it's your business and you're trying to not control, but they're your workers. So you're trying to get a hold of everything. You want everything to be in order. You want it to be perfect. You're doing it. You're doing amazing work. But look at the fruits of your labor. Please enjoy those too. Please enjoy every milestone, because it's so important. I mean, what's the point in life if we're just going one thing after the next, one thing after the next, and never sort of sitting in that? I mean, like, life isn't about getting to that final stage. All we have is right now, my busy little bees. All we have is right now. So, yeah, that's sort of like the overall arching energy, but let's read a little bit further into this. I'm also getting another message that maybe you're in a situation romantically that involves more than one person. So whether this is monogamous, is that how you say that? I don't know. And it's by choice, or it's not. Either way, there's a lot of energies in this one situation. I feel like at the moment you just don't know your place, but there's a lot of red here. So there's a lot of passion, fire, strength, and sexuality. So this is why I also think it could be business related too, because there's so much passion going into that business. Or if it's not business, it's a situation romantically, and there's more than one energy at play here, and I guess you don't know how to handle that. So let's dive a little deeper. Also the color purple here, which is pretty strong. Purple is a very royal color. I mean, the main background color is purple. Purple is royalty. It's the color of amethyst, so it's very royal and abundant, which is actually crazy because this stone pyrite associates, it's called fool's gold. So it associates, with money and wealth, prosperity, and the color purple is very royal. We're tapping into a very royal and abundant energy at the moment. So I mean, I suppose it depends how you look at it, but for me, there is a lot of positive in this. There is a lot of moments of intuition and wisdom to come from this, whatever this is. So let's grab a couple more cards. What's the current situation? Current situation. The pile number 1. Okay. So we also have the freshwater turtle coming up. With the freshwater turtle, I feel like it's inviting more balance and clarity into this situation. It's almost like you need to put whatever these challenges are in different sections, and really section them out. See, like, these are very divided. Really section them out and create more organization with what's going on here for more of a longevity of this prosperity. Yes, more of a longevity of this prosperity. So there really needs to be an organization. There's a lot of green energy here too. So we're calling in the heart. We're calling in listening to your heart's desires and what your true heart is calling for you. It's almost like a balancing of the situation needs to come into fruition in order for the waters to calm. right now everything is up in the air. Everything is up in the air. And maybe that's fine for now because it's only the beginning of something. And so it is going to be a little bit crazy. But as I said, we need to enjoy the fruits of those labors, organizing it, putting it into sections, following your heart. Maybe you need to step out of the situation in a sense and just take a look at it from an outside perspective and really feel into what, like, is this really what you want? It's not going to be crazy forever unless you keep it in that same energy. I mean, it's not going to change unless you do something to change. But I see like a good inflow as well as outflow. So it is coming in, whatever the situation is, pile number one, it is coming into a beautiful flow soon. Yeah, so it's really calling you to come into your heart center and decide if this is what you want. And if it is, beautiful, great. But there needs to be a recalibration, really, a stepping back, enjoying the fruits of the labor, enjoying the process step by step, sectioning it. What is this? Step out of it, sit back, journal, write some notes. Like, how can I better organize this? How can I look at each part, dissect it? What's going on here? And is this truly making my heart happy? Is it truly making my heart happy with each and every stage? How can we bring that all together and then feel peaceful in all of it? So with this, there will be a lot of prosperity. There'll be a natural ebb and flow of, people and places and things coming in and people and places and things coming out. There will be that natural ebb and flow. But I see like it's exhilarating. There is a lot of excitement. There is a lot of joy. It's so exciting. It's crazy. And yes, in turn, then it's going to feel really calm and peaceful and beautiful. And it's going to be very wholesome. I mean, you're making it a home, really, because the turtle, he has his home on his back wherever he goes. So home is where the heart is. Does your heart lie in this foundation that you're creating, that you're amongst, that you're in? Really think about that. So yeah, the turtle here really talks about you may have to change your way of doing things, and that could be really scary, like coming out of your shell and switching it up a bit in order for your desires, needs to be met. And that's absolutely fine. We need to come out of our shell and to really find that place that we can feel at home with, that our heart can feel peaceful with. So keep exploring the avenues. Peek here, peek there. Don't be afraid of opportunities, but use your discernment and really sit back and dissect the phases. And yeah. So I'm going to tap into some more energy for pile number one for these busy bees. Ooh. So we have I don't even know how to say that. The thistleine, I'm not even sure. It's a type of animal. Look at him, he's beautiful. He's got daring eyes. He looks like he's ready to pounce on someone who crosses him. So I feel so silly, but I just had to quickly look this up. So it's pronounced thylacine, and they're an extinct marsupial now. They're also known as the Tasmanian devil. No, it said Tasmanian tiger or Tasmanian wolf, but growing up we always heard of Tasmanian devils. So anyway, so here we have wisdom. So I feel like from this current situation, there is a lot of wisdom that is blossoming from it or will blossom from it. And the thing about life and things that happen and things we go through is there's always wisdom to take from every venture that we go through. There's always a piece of wisdom. There's always something we can learn from the situation. But I feel like with this, you're really gaining a lot of clarity. You really are becoming wise. You're really learning discernment. And like that's, I mean, look at his eyes. Like he really can pick out and discern what's real and what's not real. Like you are taking it to the next level. So from you extracting and picking apart, and finding that balance, like it's really giving you this beautiful wisdom to be able to have this discernment and come out the other end and just become extremely confident in yourself more so. You're a fucking weapon. You're a weapon. But there really is an encouragement to take a step back and look at the bigger picture and see what's serving you and what isn't. So there really is, like, look at his sharp laser focus. There really is a calling for using that sharp laser focus. And at the moment it seems chaotic and like we can't do that, but just dissecting it piece by piece, we are able to do that. And as I said, we're becoming wiser as we go along. Don't forget to enjoy, each phase. Maybe it's also like a warning to look out for somebody who we can't completely trust. Just being wary. Just being wary and listening, as I said, listening to our hearts and just really being wary, because there could be someone coming in that really you maybe shouldn't trust. And that's not to scare you at all, but that's to use your discernment and really tap into what are you feeling intuitively. Or it could be someone who's already sort of in the mix, someone who's already in the mix of this busyness or in the mix of this romantic situation that has a lot of people at play. Are you able to trust everybody in there? Are you able to have open and honest conversations with everybody and feel like you're all on the same page? Can you then sit back and reflect and feel confident with that? So I guess, source, God and angels, whatever, they are really encouraging you to use your discernment to really tap into that feeling. And don't just, make stuff up and go, oh, that person could be, but like really, really sit back, just dissect it. As I said, just dissect. So the Tasmanian devil or Tasmanian tiger really advocates for when things are feeling overwhelming, excessively busy, like it's going too fast and you have no control. It really advocates for having good judgment to withdraw from the mob. Take a step back and just have a moment alone to, as I was saying, assess the situation, exploring the truths buried deep within the inner workings of what is going on. Like, you're seeing all the surface, you're amongst it. Take yourself out and really explore the deep hidden truths of what this situation is, what this busyness is. Is it a distraction? So the Tasmanian tiger, she really encourages you, and your ancestors really encourage you to take some time alone to really sit with yourself and ask yourself these valuable questions that are close to your heart. She really encourages you to have that lone walk and really connect with yourself. As I was saying, connect to your heart. It really encourages you to know thyself and come back to all of this with more of a game plan. Does that mean you need to go on a deserted island and sit on a rock for a few months? Maybe, if that's what your heart's calling you to do. But no, I mean, you don't have to completely isolate yourself, but maybe instead of saying yes to keeping busy or keep saying yes to people, places, and situation continuously, maybe once or twice a week try saying, no, actually, this Saturday night I'm going to spend in with myself and I'm just going to really connect and reflect. Maybe you go for a drive, maybe you go to a lookout, maybe you just stare at the lookout, maybe you go to the beach and you contemplate, and things will just come to you naturally as you sit in the silence of your soul. So that is really what you're being encouraged here, my love, for pile number 1. But let's get another little reading. Let's get another animal and see what other energies we can pick up on. More insight into this situation. Fear. We have fear from this little bilby. Look. I think like you're afraid to be alone. And I don't mean like, maybe that's why you keep busy and you have this business and there's a lot of people. Or maybe it's why you're in this poly whatever situation that you call it and there's a lot of energies around you. You're actually afraid to sit in solitude. You're actually afraid of what you might see. You're afraid I think you're afraid of your own strength, of how you could actually eat your own fear up for breakfast. I mean, look at you. Look at this little bilby compared to the whole essence of you, truly, the wisdom that you hold within you. This is also an earth sign, so it's really encouraging you to really connect with yourself on that deeper level, a deeper introspective on this situation. There's a calling to just connect with Mother Earth. It's really encouraging you to go out in nature and explore that. So maybe where there's a lot of greenery as well, really calling in that heart. I don't know if you know much about the chakras, but the heart chakra, the heart center, correlates with the color green. So maybe really going to places that have a lot of greenery so you can tap into your heart center, your heart's desires, what's true for you in that solitude, going out into nature in that way. I feel like this is you directly looking in the eyes of fear. Look at you two, looking at each other. They're facing each other, which is really ironic and strange. Of course, there's a lot of fear. I mean, it could be like a little shadow aspect that you don't want to deal with, or some truth about the situation that you're not ready for, but you are ready for it. Trust me, you are. Everything is in divine timing. So obviously there's a lot of fear regarding this situation, which is completely normal. But we have the number 7 here, which is good luck. And I believe that from facing this fear, a lot of beautiful, abundant luck will flow to you if you just sit with yourself. There's something that you're avoiding in this busyness, in this chaos, in these energies. Like, there is something that you are trying to avoid. And I mean, we've all been there. That's completely okay. There's no judgment about that. But my love, it would so much benefit if you took even a moment for yourself to sit and reflect and come into that heart center, as I say. From that, a lot of luck is coming your way. Something beautiful is bouncing into your life after that. Like, I think a bilby bounces, sure. Look at him, he's pretty cute, like the fear seems scary, but in actuality, your fear is this, and that is you. Like, no hate to the bilby because he's adorable, but like, he's adorable. Your fear isn't anything to really be afraid of, is what I'm trying to say. Maybe there's a fear of speaking your truth. Even if you sat and you found a little bit more of your truth, I feel like there's probably a fear of speaking your truth, because the throat chakra is associated with blue, and when I see this and I see fear, I see, like, is there a blockage in your throat chakra? Are you afraid to say what you really need to say regarding all of these people, places, things? I mean, yeah, it's normal for everybody to feel fear, but when you let it consume you, it really can have a limiting hold on where you're going. I mean, you, my love, you are this wise, discerned, strong marsupial. Like, look at you. I'm really depicting this as you right now. And you eat fear for breakfast. You just don't know it. If you allow fear to ruminate, to win, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it seems big and scary, but it's just a blown up cute little fluffy rat mouse thing. Take control of the fear. Take control of those limiting beliefs in your mind. Switch them. Catch them. What are they? Oh, I couldn't run a business. Actually, I can run a business. I'm doing really well at it. I'm learning each step of the way. Oh, I don't feel worthy enough to be in this situation. Actually, I am inherently worthy. I am worthy just for existing. We need to harness our fear. It's normal to have fear. We can't get rid of it altogether, but let's make it smaller, okay? It doesn't need to be big and blown out of proportion. So, and don't let it hold you back on what's true to you, because if you let fear get the better of you and take a hold of you, you can't sit in that silence and find those key pieces of, you can't find those little pockets of gold that you need to in order to make decisions going forward. So we have autumn leaves. I'm seeing here that there's a real page turning. Like when the season turns and the leaves turn, it's like a real page is turning in this situation, and it is coming sooner than you think, given you allow yourself some space to sit with yourself and really discern and make a little change. But there is a change of season happening, and it is blossoming for you. It's a beautiful, opportunities are coming your way. Ooh, release. I feel like that's a depiction of you releasing all the juiciness of your heart and letting it flow. When you release this fear, you release this juiciness of your heart, and it really has a chance to take off and just be incredible, an incredible opportunity. Look at that. By taking this time, you really will tap into your heart, and those beautiful flowing juices of love will just be oozing out of you. You'll be blossoming like a flower. Like, the next phase for you is coming. There's no need to fear it or try and stop it or control it. The only thing we need is discernment and a little bit more organization and just sitting with ourselves. Autumn Leaves talks about embracing the changing seasons of your life and not to be afraid for, life is forever changing. That's what the message says. So, there's always going to be a constant change. I think the only thing we're guaranteed in life, as they say, is change. So really embracing all those seasons and really allowing them to blossom for what they are. Like I was saying, enjoying the fruit of your labor, enjoying the fruit of the moment, of what you're cultivating, of what you're in. Not just go, 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 and never stop and smell the flower. Look how beautiful that flower is. Come on, guys. So that's really what this whole thing is talking about, letting go of that fear. Maybe you can only enjoy it when you're in solitude because you actually have time to breathe and actually go, wow, look at that. Wow, that is beautiful. Maybe I can have a smell of that flower. There's no reason to let the fear of change, a change in season, stop you from enjoying that change in season, because they're all so important. And I mean, that's even just in the cycles of nature. Each changing season has its beauty in it, and it is just as necessary and important as the other. And from each new season, there's an emergence, there's a beautiful new you, there's a glowing you. It's like, maybe you need to step away from this busy situation and really go into a cocoon. You've been all uppity in this whole situation, and that's been summer, it's been fun, it's been busy, it's been crazy. And now we're getting to winter. I mean, I know we're winter now in Australia, and you just need to cocoon yourself and allow that transformation to happen. Allow yourself to surrender and be alone, and then watch yourself emerge from the cocoon and just become this beautiful blossoming flower that you didn't even know was going to happen because you were so busy being busy. And you're too afraid to not be busy because, oh my God, if I'm not busy, the world will end. The world will end. But no, my love, it'll transition into a much more beautiful world, into the next stage of life, into the next stage of your life and what it's supposed to be. Enjoying every moment of it. You're releasing. There's a real urge from your ancestors saying, my love, release the need to do the most. Just release all expectations and allow it to flow, and remember to tune into your beautiful heart. Feel into that, release and hold space for loving and enjoying every moment. I feel like it's kind of also saying releasing judgment of others, because maybe you have a fear of there's so many eyes on you, because these kind of look like eyes to me. Maybe they're evil eyes. I feel like there's a fear of, oh my goodness, all these expectations and all these perceptions of me are just all these perceptions that I've created of myself through other people. Oh, it's all going to slip away. Well, it doesn't matter, because if they're truly for you, if it truly resonates with you, their perception of you shouldn't matter. If they love you, they love you. If it's in love, it's in love, And if you're worried about all these eyes judging you, I know it's easier said than done, but you can't let it hold you back. You just have to do what you want to do, what you need to do, what's necessary in order for you to blossom. You really want to withhold this because of a little bilby and eyes? I mean, that's the question, really. Maybe these energies as well, I'm also picking up these energies as well. that you're afraid to let go of, that are really like hurting you, this evil eye. So I said it's like an eye. So like someone is either thinking about you in a negative way, and it is affecting you energetically because everything is energy, and you're in a way you're still connected to these people or this person, and they still have a hold of you. And I feel like you really need to cut that energetic force that's binding you, that's not allowing you to blossom in the busyness of whatever you've created or cultivated. Maybe you've been trying to keep busy to stop thinking about a person or a couple of people who really have hurt you, and it still hurts if you think about it. And the thing is, there is no moving forward in your soul, in your peace, unless you let that go. Stop giving them that power. Maybe then they're not there physically, but they still have that energetic hold on you, and it's really holding you back. And maybe you don't really know who or what that is at the moment, but maybe if you sit with yourself and you work through that fear and you go, oh my God, I'm still really hurt about that, that's okay. But we need to stop letting it hold us back. How can you energetically cut this tie with this person? A good technique that I like to do is writing a letter to them. Of course, you don't actually give it to them, but you write this letter. You just get paper and pen and you write everything out, everything that they did that hurt you, that you were upset about, that you felt unjust about, and you get it out of your chest. And then you can rip the paper up. Make sure you, to the person, sign it to whoever you want to say it to. And then once you're finished, have a sigh of relief, my love, and then rip it up, burn it, throw it in a lake. I don't know. But, that's one way of releasing this energetic cord and this energetic tie with this person so you can blossom. Okay, my love. So let's just do a couple tarot cards just to finish off this reading and just get a little bit more clarity on this situation. I think we've pretty much got everything, but we're just going to tap in a little bit more using some tarot and see what information we can pick up and what advice we can pick up from our ancestors and God, the divine. So let's just do that now. So we have the Chariot in reverse. So let's pop him here. And we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, and we have the Empress. Sorry, I'm not very good at tarot, so I will need the book. So the Chariot in reverse, connect with your inner strength and willpower to move forward. Your motivation comes from within. Your motivation comes from within, not from an external source. You cannot control everything. Sometimes it is best to loosen your grip. So yeah, that's really interesting. It's a strong energy confirming to connect with your inner strength and your willpower to move forward, to allow yourself to blossom, to release these energetic cords with people who hurt you, to move through the fear. Yeah, and to know that you really cannot control everything. You cannot control the seasons of life. The seasons of life will flow. It's inevitable. It's change. Loosen your grip, my love. Let it flow. And watch it blossom. Watch it absolutely blossom. So we also have the Knight of, it's the Knight of Wands. I can't read upside down, obviously. So we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So the Knight of Wands in reverse, You may be acting impulsively, trying to accomplish everything at once. Ooh, that busy energy. This may work in the short term, so it may be working right now. It may have worked, at to this point, but you're about to crumble, my love, unless you take a step back, do some discernment, have a little minute to yourself, work it out, work through the fear, and watch yourself blossom. um, yes, so you're trying to accomplish everything at once. This may work in the short term, but long term, you could end up burning yourself out. Busy little bee burns himself out, no more honey left. Burn yourself out or not achieving your goals, you need to constructively channel this buildup of energy. Yeah, so it's really exactly it, highlighting everything we've already said. So I'm not even going to go into detail there, but that is so interesting. And then we also have the Empress, and it looks like she's holding like a ladybug for some reason. I don't know why I think that. Oh, she's also like, looks like she's pregnant. So I feel like with all this letting go and this discernment, you're really cultivating a new playing field for creativity, for really blossoming and growing something beautiful, and really just harnessing this new creative energy and letting it grow through the changes, letting it grow through the different stages, and you're really just letting it flow. Well, that's what needs to happen. So the Empress says, abundance and creativity flows to you. You embody the mother archetype and bringing a new project into being. So you've been bringing this project in, or you're bringing in these energies all together, or maybe like this situation, if it's a whole romantic thing, someone is possibly going to become pregnant. That's just a little side note. I mean, like, come on, someone's putting their seed everywhere, so of course. And maybe that's beautiful, that's what we want, that's what we're here for, but use discernment. Know how we want this to sort of work out in the end. You embody the mother archetype, so maybe you're a male, maybe you're a female, but you have a very feminine energy, you have a lot of creative energy, you have a lot of passion and drive and inspiration and ideas, and it's just all crazy and you don't know what to do with it. But that's what this whole thing is about, is coming within, harnessing it all, ebbing through, releasing the fact that things change. Your divine feminine energy flows through as you grow and nurture your babies. So, yeah, that's a really beautiful quality to have. So maybe your business is your baby. Maybe this busy situation or whatever, all of this energy that's going on, these are your babies, and you really want to just look after them all and all these people, and that's beautiful. You can do that, but you can do that with more stillness as well by coming in. So yeah, I see things really are going to blossom for you, my love, and there's a new change on the way, a new turnover, so a new season coming. It needs to be embraced, but you need to release some of that old stagnant energy first. Maybe it's related to a person, place, or thing. Really try and cut that cord. Yes, but continue to allow space for your beautiful divine feminine energy to cultivate and create, and watch miraculous things happen, my love. So this was your reading pile number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up. Okay, thank you so much. Bye. Pile number 2. Oh, change. Oh, it's the lightning bolt. Okay. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose pile number 2, this reading was for you. So you have chosen the pile number 2 with the moss agate or agate, or however you say it. Really beautiful. And you know what's interesting? This has sort of like a lightning bolt effect in it. So like, look at that. It's almost like lightning bolt imagery. And what's interesting is your card for your overall energy is this picture of this lightning. Well, it says lightning, doesn't it? So I find that really interesting. Your overall energy for this reading, we have lightning change. So group number 2, I feel like you're going through a rapid change at the moment. It's striking, it's beautiful, and it really is alluring, and it's bold, and it is beautiful. We're surrounded by immense color of purple. The background color we have is blue here, so I feel like we're opening communication, and this purple is also in essence of a royal color, so amethyst as well. So like, you know, royals wore amethyst purple, and that signified royalty. I feel like it's coursing through your veins, whatever this is. Oh, sorry. So whatever this is, this rapid, beautiful, bold change is coursing through. It's coursing through your veins, and you can feel it, and people can see it. This magnificence that you have been not hiding, but you haven't allowed yourself to step into, which is, yeah, people are seeing that. And I'm like also referencing the moss agate because it's a see-through beautiful crystal that illuminates this beautiful moss. And actually, if you put this moss agate like a torch underneath it, you can actually see it illuminating so much more, this fire in its veins just coursing through. So I feel like, and this lightning, you know, lightning bolt is light, and it illuminates the beauty and strength that is within. So I feel like, yeah, there's this real change, and there's this light being shed onto you. You might feel like you're in the spotlight all of a sudden, and you're just like, what the hell? How did I get here? This is crazy. I'm kind of scared, but you know, whatever. You just keep speaking your truth, because underneath it all is you speaking your truth, you blossoming, you opening up to new worlds and being, I mean, you're afraid, you know, we all are, of change and big things, but it's so royal, it's just so divine, you know, this, you are stepping into your royal highness, your royal power, and I really think that's beautiful. Pile number 2. Let's get a little bit deeper and see what else we can pull from here. It could also be a scary change that you're going through, like on, you know, we have a negative and we have a positive, so we have a light and a dark. So it could also be like light being shed onto things that you weren't really aware of, that were in the dark, and it's bringing up a lot to the surface. So this could even be like shadows of your past, or secrecy, or things that you weren't aware of. So it's shedding this light on something, and yeah, there's a change coming from it, because it's like stepping out of the dark and like what is really true right now, and you're witnessing that. And this may be a good or bad thing, but in hindsight, it's so beautiful, and it's so much more connected than you realize. I mean, it's so connected, like, because we have this is a lightning bolt. I mean, that kind of resembles veins, you know what I mean? So it's so connected to everything that is. And like this moss agate, like this has the same sort of effect. I know the ring light's kind of annoying, but look at that. It has the same sort of effect. Like, look at the veins, look at this lightning strike bolt. Like, isn't that incredible? Everything is connected and may be scary at the moment. Some things are being coming to the surface and having a light shed on them, but in hindsight, it is so beautiful. And this change that is happening quite quickly is, could seem at the moment scary or crazy, and almost unbelievable. But trust me when I say that this is the transition that you are looking for. This is you stepping into what is true for you and your soul. So let's go a little bit deeper into that and see what we can read. You could also be tapping into a higher power, so connecting more with your spirituality. You're opening new realms. Like that's the light being casted onto where you have been, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I'm tapped in, I'm awake, like what is this? So there's more intuition, there's more wisdom coming from this. And blue also so the blue surrounding also symbolizes health and healing. It is calming and helps you see situations with clarity. As I said, the light is being cast on there. You are seeing situations with clarity, my love. You are seeing it. Trust your intuition. Trust that, because it is so true. And also know underneath there is a health and a healing, and you can tap into that calmness amongst the lightning bolts and the strikes and the things that run through. You can tap into that calming energy and choose to flow with it like water. So just know that, maybe you just need to take a deep breath, maybe you need to do a meditation, maybe you just need to go for a swim in the ocean and just float. Okay, just saying. Know that you may feel also like there's so many different directions. Like, look at all these little leeway paths. There's so many different directions, and for sure you can dabble here, there, everywhere to find the true course that is coursing through your veins, through your blood. So don't be afraid to dabble a little there and dabble a little here. Don't let things hold you back. You're really being shown the truth. And if you listen to your wisdom and your intuition along this ever-changing and fast-changing path, you're on the right track. You can't not be on the right track, because everything is divinely the way it is supposed to be for you. We weren't placed here to fail. We were placed here to live out our truth for us. So don't be afraid to, take this little path here. Oh, it ends. Okay, let's go back and let's go down here. Oh, let's go off track here. Oh, it ends. Okay, cool. Like, just keep going with it. This is beautiful change. Do not be afraid. Keep speaking your honest truth as you go along the path as well. But also know, as I said, listen to your inner wisdom and that inner voice, and then truly as you go, you will find that perfect focus point that is for you to flow your energy through. So really, of course, dabble, but also listen to yourself, and then as you go, really hone into one pathway that resonates for you, and watch as worlds continue to open up. But of course, it's also a reminder to not cause havoc where you are. I mean, lightning strikes can cause fires and destruction. So as you're going along this path, be mindful. It is rapid, it is quick, but continue to be mindful, and don't just come here and then, oh, start a fire there. Oh, let's go back to this and start a fire there. This is not a destructive pathway that we want to take, because we can choose a path of destruction, or we can choose a path of enlightenment. And lightning holds both a path of illuminating and seeing a beautiful, spectacular event, or it can cause a wildfire. So I guess, tapping into what you truly want to use it for, and I hope that it is for love and light and your true calling, because let me tell you, if you do try and use it as a way of destruction and not caring and harming people, places and things as you go, let me tell you that karma will come around. She is not afraid, and it will come back and bite you in the butt. You will be lightning struck on your ass before you can even know it. So it's not about, and I mean, we all hurt people. We don't always do it intentionally, Of course, it's why we're here. We're here to learn and grow. I've definitely hurt people in my past unintentionally, even if I really didn't mean to. So it's about what you do with this intention, what you do with this spark of inspiration. What intention are you trying to do, and how can you ensure that you try and leave less of a destructive trail as you can, because this can really be a beautiful thing if you let it be. So let's try and dig a little bit deeper. So we're going to grab another card just to be a little bit nosy on what the situation is, and any advice and wisdom from your ancestors, spirit, and God. Wow, that's so interesting. It's like the same, but it's not. I really love that. So, night sky. Often you see lightning in the night sky. So again, it's illuminating the night sky. It's illuminating the dark, the shadows. It's bringing light forward and showing you the potential and the beauty that really is. So again, we have so much purple energy. So this really is about your intuition is increasing. You're listening to yourself. You're becoming wise. You really are a royal being at heart. I feel like this change, what's happening, whatever's happening, even if it's in a negative, seen as in a negative way, and it's like awful, this really is opening you up to a soul journey. So we have soul journey here. It's a inevitable change to enlighten us to a higher soul's journey. And you're really finding what sparks your soul, and you're really finding your soul people. So if you're feeling kind of alone right now, and like you've been on this track alone by yourself, know that there is more people, like-minded people, that are about to come into your life as you journey through this change with correct intention and curiosity. Don't forget to be curious, and don't forget to just say to yourself, oh, what next? What happens next? How could this be fun? Let me try this. Like, this is so much fun. Life is kind of a bit of a video game, like different levels and different quests, side quests, and having fun as we go. And maybe like a video game that's not destructive, BT dubs. Yeah, I feel like there's your soul tribe is really coming in, and you're making beautiful connections with people you never thought you'd make connections with. So, if you're having doubts at the moment and you're feeling like I don't know what's happening, and this is kind of awful, and you're doubting your soul's purpose, and you're doubting whether you should be here, or what's the point, know that you're having new experiences sooner than you think. Beautiful experiences. If you allow this light to illuminate the truth and let it take you through this rapid change, and really be curious. You're opening up yourself up to new worlds. There are more star seeds coming into your life. Star seeds, I guess, are a type of spiritual person. I'm not exactly sure, but there are more people coming into your life with beautiful energy, beautiful light, who really will love you, or will be a beautiful blessing or a beautiful lesson, and you're all connecting together. So I really see that that's coming for you soon. You may also be letting go of some people that you don't resonate with anymore, and I know that there could be fear of that, but if you let go and then you realize that there is deeper connections that you can appreciate and learn to have, you know, it's a part of life. Learning to let some people go if they're not going to grow on this journey with you. And that's really just a part of evolving and choosing better and doing better and wanting to spark that beautiful soul's purpose of yours, which is love, connection, or whatever. There may be people who are trying to cling to you at this current point in time because they see where you're going. There may be people who aren't really good for you and that are trying to cling to you. So just be mindful of that, pile number 2. Always use your intuition and listen to your gut. Know, because you know deep down. You know, don't let people free ride off you. Of course, be open and loving, but if people are really taking advantage of you and they're clinging on to you because they see where you're going, be wise enough to let them go. And there could also be a couple people that really do need your support as well, that you should hold on closer to. So really using your discernment and figuring out which type that they are, which category that they sort of slip into. Okay, pile number 2. That's really important. Yeah, so there's really a connection happening to places you've never been before, people, places, things. So it's really building new connections. As I said, there'll be a new person coming in that you really resonate with, or more like your soul tribe, your soul family is coming in if you allow this process to blossom as it should. And yeah, really allow yourself to try things, as I said, and be excited by life, but of course holding on to your intuitive wisdom and discretion as well, so as not to let anyone take advantage of you, pile number 2. You may also be called, pile number 2, to pile number 2 too. Pile number 2, you may be called to also look into your horoscope. So I'm not huge on astrology, but you know, we all have specific layouts of our stars and our planets to which we were born, which resonate with us, which can really empower us to know where we're going in life and what is our true soul's calling. So I feel like there's also a spark to dive a little deeper into astrology and your personal chart as well, so your birth chart, and really just, you know, be curious about it. You don't have to be full-blown crazy, but be curious, have an open mind, and you never know what sparks of wisdom will come your way. So Spirit is really saying to, yeah, give that a go and see what comes of it, because you just never know. Yeah, so there's also an encouragement to just have a breather and look at the night sky, and you never know what another lightning strike of inspiration could come from you just sitting out of a night time and staring up at the night sky, or whether you take yourself for a midnight drive and you pack a blanket and a pillow and you find a little mountain view and you just chill out there for a little bit and just, you know, stare up at the night sky. You never know what inspiration may come to you, and also realizing that you are a part of so much more. We're all here for a reason. You're here for a reason, and you are one part of the whole picture that makes up this beautiful plan. So Yeah, you may just realize the significance of that if you step outside and look up at the stars and allow yourself to dream a little. Dream a little dream of me. I've got it. Sorry, I'm just like channeling a song as I said that. So this is the weirdest card reading. So this song is Dream a Little Dream, and in the song it literally says, stars shining bright above you, night breezes seem to whisper I love you, birds singing in the sycamore tree, dream a little dream of me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. That was like a little channeled message from that song as well. So do with that as you please, my love. Gosh, this is becoming a really fun reading, pile number 2. I'm so excited for you and this life-changing, soul-searching event that's happening, even if it's scary at the moment, even if you're like, what the heck, shit has hit the fucking fan. Like, seriously, it all has a divine purpose. Divine purpose. You are a part of the plan. You are needed here for a reason, okay, my love? Let's get some animal spirit guides for pile number 2. Let's get a little bit nosy on the situation, this change that pile number 2 is going through. Pile number 2, and number 2 is also alignment, which is crazy. Scrutiny. Ooh, the mouse. Scrutiny. I believe this is an air sign, possibly, which is funny because we're talking about skies, night breezes, skies, so it all really links. You know, you could be a little timid, you could be a little afraid, and that's perfectly normal, pile number 2, of course. Change is a scary thing. Look at you clinging on. There's a storm, there's lightning happening, and you're a little mouse clinging onto a branch. But let me tell you, when you let go of that branch, pile number 2, you'll never know the opportunities that will come your way. So you are in alignment. You are in the right place at the right time. All of this is happening perfectly as it should. We can be a little bit nosier. Ancestors. Oh no. How many is there? 2. Okay, let's roll with it. We got 2 here. So we've also got grey kangaroo, abundance, grey mouse, grey kangaroo, and we also have personal power. Wow, beautiful. There may be someone you have to protect right now. Maybe you have a child, pile number 2, a small child in your life that you need to protect, or maybe it's your own inner child that you need to protect and listen to as you're journeying through this path, really connecting to your inner self, because we're illuminating our shadow, basically. Pile number 2, it could be a great idea to have a look into something called shadow work. And a lot of this deals with our inner child and the healing. So there is a call to protect a child or our inner child, or even learning lessons from children. They have beautiful lessons to share. They help us relearn what we already intuitively know. I mean, they're straight from the source, aren't they? They're straight from the womb. Like, they have the knowledge. So we kind of have the number 40 and the number 20. So half of 40 is obviously 20, which is interesting. Half that 10, half that 5. I guess we have the number 5 coming through, and 5 also symbolizes change. So yes, we're aware there's a change happening. Of course, we're aware of that. I believe this is a fire sign, this is earth sign, and this is air sign. It's all happening. It's all happening, you know. On many levels, you are illuminating truths of yourself and seeing yourself in different light and healing different parts of yourself. Yes, all at once, all a little bit chaotically, and that's perfectly fine. You know, it's a reminder from Source with this horse here of personal power to stand strong in your beliefs. Stand strong in your core values. Of course, our beliefs can change as we learn things, and it most definitely should. You shouldn't stay rigid for the rest of your life. But staying strong in your core values and really where you want to go and keep charging forward is the message that I'm receiving from Source, or from Horse, I could say. It's funny because in movies, it's said that horses are afraid of mice. And it's funny because there's this big horse with personal power and drive, and he comes across a little mouse, and he could be stopped at a halt and afraid to continue because of a tiny little rodent, a tiny little mouse. And you know, you have to have scrutiny in your decisions, as I said, about what people you want to continue the journey with and what people you realize you may have to leave behind, if you know, for now, if not forever. And you can't allow tiny minded people, and that's not shaming anyone, we're all on our journey, but you're on this journey of enlightenment at the moment, and I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. You cannot allow tiny minded people to stop you at a halt. You cannot allow that pile number 2, because you've been there, we've done that. We know better now, and when we know better, we do better. And you know, this mouse, we kind of have to give him a kiss on the head, tell him we love him, and I'm sorry, but you're just gonna have to find your way, because I cannot continue to be held back by this small mouse who, you know, is allowing you to be afraid to continue. You must continue pile number 2. Do you want to cling on to this little branch for the rest of your life? Really? Do you want to be this little mouse who clings onto this tiny little branch for the rest of your life, afraid? You have an inner child to protect, to look after, to prove, not to prove, but to show really that you can do it. We can do it. You have, you know, if not your inner child, a real child, but you have places to be, people to see, and we're getting there on horsepower. We're getting there fast and furious, and we're looking glorious as we do it. You know, like a horse gallivanting through the, I'm thinking of that movie Spirit. Oh, Spirit. Oh, it's a soul's journey. Yeah, you're really running and gallivanting and looking beautiful and glorious, and you're not allowing a mouse to stop you, and you're healing wounds, and you're just, bam, you're on this path. Maybe you're doing this change, and you're doing these things afraid. Maybe that little mouse lives inside this big gallivant horse, and you haven't given this part of yourself the credit that it truly deserves. Because this mouse is capable of doing things that a horse cannot. So as well, it's really about balancing our different energies and knowing our strengths and our capabilities, and using, yes, as I said, using scrutiny to really assess a situation and know that there are different parts of you that can work through this current situation. Let's not completely discredit the mouse. You know, he has a purpose. He does, he truly does. As I said, we're all a part of a bigger plan, really. And the mouse is also a reminder to be mindful and never ignore the small, seemingly insignificant details that threaten to haunt him later. So whether this is people, places, or things that you're purging right now and light is being shed, he's always mindful and never ignoring those small details that could haunt you later. It's not to say live in a life of fear and be like, oh my God, someone's out to get me. No, of course not. But it's about, as I said, using your discretion and collecting the data that you need to assess the situation from an intuitive standpoint and go, okay, this feels wrong or this feels right for me, and allowing that to take you down the correct path. It's also a reminder that although you may be transitioning really fast at the moment, the mouse reminds us to be vigilant through all of these fast changing opportunities, because you don't want to just jump and miss something. Mouse reminds us to remain vigilant to the smaller aspects first and to check for pitfalls or hidden opportunities before rushing into anything. And to really a reminder that it's mind over matter. So I mean, in this current situation, there may be someone who is trying to pull the wool over your eyes, who is trying to, is a little bit shady, or isn't 100% upfront, that may be coming into the light now, or soon it will be. Yes, pile number 2, I am saying be a little bit more vigilant. Gallivant through these beautiful opportunities, but don't forget to be vigilant, okay? Because there may be more beautiful soul like-minded people, your soul tribe coming in, really illuminated to your, really attracted to your new aura. You may also attract, like a moth to a flame, you may also attract someone who isn't super good for you, or you may be attracting an experience soon that isn't 100% what it's cracked up to be. So it's a reminder from ancestor and spirit to just remain vigilant. Yes, go and see the different opportunities, dabble here and there, be excited, find your soul's purpose, but be wise, be intuitive, be vigilant. Don't let anyone pull the wool over your eyes. Don't let anyone play you as a dumbass. You're not a dumbass. You are smart and you know what's going on. And you've got this, pile number 2. You've got this. I also feel like there could be an abundance of money coming to you, an abundance of wealth in some kind of way, because the great kangaroo has hopped into your cards and he provides a lot of abundance, and we're seeing a lot of change, quick change coming up, and there's quite significantly a lot of purple, which is very royal, very abundant, very bougie, high end. So I feel like there is a lot of financial abundance about to come into your life, given you are wise about it, vigilant, and you're not allowing yourself to go down a dead-end track. But I do feel like with this beautiful opportunities and this flowing through and this change, yes, there is an abundance of finance coming your way, pile number 2, so get excited about that. Or maybe it's even like an opportunity, a new position where you can feel like a royal highness, and that allows you to have so much more abundance in your life financially, as well as just really feeling beautiful and really feeling like a queen or a king. But also knowing that just wealth isn't it's not the main focus here, okay, pile number 2. So just cultivating abundance of wealth and being like, cool, that's not the point. The point is to light up our soul. The point is our soul's journey. So with that, if that provides abundance, that's beautiful. You don't have to have a limited mindset that tells you you're not worthy of that. It's a part of the equation, but it's not the whole equation, is what I'm trying to say. Remember, it's a piece of the whole puzzle. You are a piece of the whole puzzle. It all interconnects. Crazy. Also, the fact that it's an earth sign does signify that for me, because as you know, money comes from paper. It's funny, they say money doesn't grow on trees. I feel like there's a block here regarding abundance, regarding financial abundance, because we always hear that saying, money doesn't grow on trees. It's funny that came to my mind, because pile number 2, I feel like your ancestors and guides are really speaking to you now and saying, please look into your beliefs and your mindset regarding financial abundance, financial wealth. And we talked about shadow work. Maybe part of your shadow work can have to do with financial abundance, shadow work regarding money. And you may be surprised about the limiting beliefs that you find. And as this, I said, could do with your inner child, those limiting beliefs were just set onto you through childhood. So, money doesn't grow on trees, and whatever other sayings, silly limiting sayings that our parents always ingrained into us, or our caregivers, or what have you. So I feel like, Spirit is saying, have a look at that, do some shadow work regarding finance, and also know that it's not the be all end all. You can be wealthy in so many ways. Wealth isn't just and should not be just confined to money, because you'll find yourself a very sad, lonely, empty little person at the end of it. So I feel like you're through this journey right now, you're really nourishing your inner child in ways that you haven't ever felt nourished before, and that's really beautiful. Pile number 2, honestly, this is, if you have chosen this pile, this is so exciting and so beautiful, and I'm so here for it. You're really nourishing those aspects of yourself as a child and bringing that into yourself now as an adult. I find that so endearing. You're really on a beautiful, fast way track to healing and love, my beautiful pile number 2, gallivanting your ass up that hill. And on top of that, it's not just an abundance of wealth, it is an abundance in all aspects. So your life is, the card is really saying your life will soon be rich with productive emotion, thought, and knowledge. And they really serve the personal needs of both you and your family, you and your inner child, you and these people that you have to hold with you. And what you require, the nutrition, whether that's actual nutrition or nutrition of the mind, nutrition emotionally, what you personally require, pile number 2, is currently manifesting, and your needs are being met. And as I said, the horse, he's gallivanting around, so he's exploring new places. You're exploring new places, and you're conquering this physical setting, breaking of boundaries, breaking of limiting beliefs that you had regarding abundance, and you're expanding. It also may be that you encounter someone wise in the near future, or along this path, someone wise who can give you a new introspective on life and can deepen your view of the world and what is. It also speaks on journeying through your own personal journey in search of inherent wisdom. So tying it all back to gaining wisdom, this really is a soul's journey, pile number 2, and this is really beautiful and really exciting. The horse also speaks on being primed for your journey of great power. So whether you believe it or not, pile number 2, you are ready now. As I said, everything is in divine timing. You are ready. It may seem chaotic, but you are ready. The horse reminds you that you're being primed for the journey of this great power. So we're going to look into some universal wisdom oracle cards and just gain a little bit more clarity as well. I think we're pretty much we know what's going on here, pile number 2, but let's just get some guidance and sticky beak a little bit more. Oh, that's interesting. interesting. We got the same card in pile number 1. So we're getting this exact same card in pile number 2, which is really interesting. So release. It's going to be the same thing for you. Along this path that you're encountering right now, pile number 2, of course there's going to be judgment. There's going to be people who cast their evil eyes onto you and try and judge you. But use your discernment, as I said, your discretion, and you will perfectly work through that, and you will release that judgment, because you cannot hold on to that branch. You cannot hold on to that and cling on to it for dear life because of judgment. Allow yourself to release it and continue to gallivant through. Don't let other people stop you. So we'll try and get another card for group number 2. Acceptance. What a beautiful card. So we also have acceptance. Look at this. The imagery here, I don't know if you can see pile number 2, but there is a fire lighting up in her third eye. You are really on a spiritual journey and an awakening right now, pile number 2. Your third eye is being activated and it's illuminating, and it's in correlation with your heart, holding your heart center. So we have this card release. So it's releasing what you knew before this current change and releasing that idea and stepping into your heart as well, and really having an open heart and trusting that, but also, of course, using that intuition. Isn't this card beautiful? Wow. So yeah, and accepting that this is the new journey of light that you're entering, accepting it and embracing it and letting it happen, because it really truly is transformational and it's exciting. This is freaking exciting, pile number 2. Pile number 2, I really feel like your higher chakras are just being illuminated right now. And our higher chakras, if you don't know, there's third eye, there's crown, there's throat, there's heart. So they're our higher chakras, and they're more in tune with the spiritual realms and with that wisdom and ability to see the truth of things. And that really is being illuminated, and that is showing, it's showing. That's really coming through. You know, with this card, release, pile number 2, to me, it also looks like a tree, and it's those branches. So it's just a concreted reminder to really try and let go of that branch. Really try and let go of it. Release, and you never know what could blossom. Accept the change and watch the beautiful journey that you're embarking on just open up. Yes, so this card, pile number 2, speaks on everything happens for a reason, even though the reason may seem unclear to us. So as I was saying, things might be chaotic at the moment. Something might be shedding a light on your life at the moment. Maybe there's a secret being unraveled in your family at the moment, I'm also hearing. And it might seem unclear, but as I said, everything is a bigger picture. So this card is a reminder to trust in the universe and accept all in your life as it unfolds. And it also, open your heart. So really channeling it into that heart energy. As I said, as you release, let it unfold. Open your heart up to these new opportunities. Accept God's love. You are loved more than you will ever consciously know. Yeah, I feel like there's also, I did pick up on this energy earlier, just this feeling of, I guess, feeling like you're not worthy of being here, or just feeling a little down, a little sad, and maybe it's a lot down and it's a lot sad. And I really was picking up that energy as well, even through all of this chaos that's happening currently, or even if it hasn't started yet, it's about to. I feel like you really need to be reminded of your worth. I feel like you really need, and I'm getting like emotional, but I feel like you really need to be reminded that you are so beautiful and you are so worthy and you are so meant to be here. And just, you need to fall into that acceptance and trusting of the process, and trusting that you are more loved and more, worthy of being here than you ever realize. You're a part of this divine plan. You're placed on this earth for a reason. And if that reason is simply just waking up and deciding to do one small thing that makes you feel good, then that's a fucking good enough reason, pile number 2. And if you're battling, some hardships at the moment, some demons, there's really a call from your ancestors to speak to the divine. This is your pathway. This is your path to illuminating that next step of your journey. This is really the next stepping stone for you. Sitting with those dark parts of yourself, that shadow work, and really calling out to God. God doesn't have to be just a man in the sky. God is the universe. God is everything. He is in you. She, he, source, spirit. It's a part of you. And you are so loved. So get it off your chest, pile number 2. Speak to God. Speak out loud. Speak to yourself in the mirror. Be your own. If there's no one you can speak to in your life that you trust, that you can sit down and say, hey, I'm feeling really sad I'm feeling really down. I'm feeling, like maybe I don't want to be here anymore. If there's no one, and you don't feel like you can trust anyone, talk to yourself. Have a conversation with yourself in the mirror. God is within you. Get it out in a way that feels safe for you, pile number 2. But know that it is not the inherent truth, because you are here for a reason. You are worthy of feeling good. You are worthy of enjoying your life as you know it. And once you accept that, pile number 2, that you are worthy of enjoying your life, beautiful gifts will unravel themselves to you. A beautiful gift is coming to you, whether that's this whole awakening. This beautiful gift really is coming to you, and you deserve it. This abundance, this nutrition in all avenues that maybe your inner child didn't receive, emotionally, physically, nutritionally, soulfully, spiritually, that is coming to you. Pile number 2. You need to accept that you're worthy, and trust when good things come to you. Trust. Yes, I said be vigilant, but have an open heart. Good things are coming to you, pile number 2, and you need not be afraid of it. Allow it to come to you. Open your heart. Release the judgment. Maybe it's self-criticism. Maybe it's self-criticism. Goodness gracious me. Self-critical judgment. Release that. Open your heart. Divine gifts are coming to you, and you are inherently worthy. Okay, so that really got heavy. I love it. I love you, pile number 2. Okay, and I'm here to support you. Even if I don't know you, I'm here to support you on this journey that you're going through. Maybe it's a dark night of the soul, as they like to call it in spiritual terms, where you go through this darkness and then boom, you're enlightened in some way. It's inevitable. Know that we all go through it. You're not alone. Okay, so I'm just going to get a little bit clearer. Just going to use some tarot to finish this card reading off for you, pile number 2. Ooh. Have the Magician. The Magician. You hold a power that you don't even realize, pile number 2. You hold a power that you haven't even cultivated, pile number 2. Put your sword down, put your tools down, put your weapons down, pile number 2, and open your heart up. You have so much magic in you that you are not even aware of. King of Pentacles. You really have royalty that runs deep in you that you don't even know. And then we also got this card that wants to jump out. So Ace of Wands in reverse. You know, this transformation may turn you upside down, shake you about, and all your leaves drop off. You're shedding a layer of yourself. You're coming into a new, knowing that you are worthy of sitting on your own damn throne for your damn self, showing your gifts to the world, because you really are gifted. You know this. Deep down, of course you do. Of course you do. Pile number 2. So the Magician says, you are discovering what you wish to manifest without taking action quite yet. So maybe at the moment you haven't taken action, there's no action, but you're discovering what you want to manifest, what your true needs and desires are, as we speak of in abundance, as we spoke of that before. You are uncertain if you have the tools you need. Let the universe work out the how while you focus on the what. My love, the universe has got your back. God has got your back. You don't need to worry about all the details of how. Just write it out. As I said, you have magic in you that you don't even know. You don't need all these tools. It's great to collect tools on the journey as you go, but you ultimately hold magic within you. Accept that. Trust that. Trust in yourself, in the universe, and all follow through. Your essential needs, desires, and wants are manifesting for you, pile number 2. This really is such a beautiful reading. So the King of Pentacles says, you are confident, attracting and managing wealth. You can translate your vision into something that is tangible, practical, and often lucrative. You are the ultimate business owner. Pile number 2, you have this power within you. You just haven't allowed yourself to tap into it. That's what I was saying. Like, you are so powerful. You have this beautiful magic within you. You are royalty. As I said, you are royalty at heart. You just need to tap into that and remember that through love and through acceptance. So the Ace of Wands reversed. You can feel an idea emerging, but you are uncertain what form it will take or how you will manifest it in the world. So that also correlates to the Magician. You're unsure of the how. You have all the tools, maybe, or you're getting them, but you're unsure of the how. And as I said, we don't worry about the how because the universe has our back. God has our back. The how will be worked out. You are tapping into more of what you know you desire and need, and that is manifesting for you. Pile number 2, you may keep your idea private for now until you have more confidence in taking it forward. That's okay, keeping it private for now, and honestly, it's probably suggested that at this current point in time, as all this craziness is happening and things are coming to the light, and you know there may be judgment from people, it really says as you're tapping into this higher frequency in this higher life's path and purpose, you are realizing what you want to manifest. So at the moment, keeping it at bay for yourself until you're sure. Spirit guide is really suggesting that when you have a spark of inspiration of, oh my gosh, of course I want to manifest this is what I desire, just keep it to yourself for now, because you really don't want all these people who may be judging you to, you know, send some negative energy. I love using that word, I probably use it too much but you don't really want them to have a negative outlook on that and to let it hinder you. Hinder, is that the word? Hinder. Let it hinder you, okay? So pile number 2, that is all that I have for you today. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading today. I really enjoyed this reading. It was so beautiful connecting with you. Stay connected to this journey. Trust the process. I've got you. God's got you. You've got you. Okay? Okay, I hope to see you in my next one. Bye, beautiful people. Bye. Hello, my beautiful loves. All of you that chose pile number 3, this is the card reading for you. So all of you who have chosen the shells. So let's see what we have here and let's tap in. Southern Cross, a lot of blue. So pile number 3, your overall energy for your current situation. We have the card Southern Cross, and here it says Pathfinder. I feel like you're in a situation, you've entered a transition in your life where all the dots are starting to connect, or you're building closer bonds with your family, whether that be blood family or chosen family. There's a real connectedness, deepening of connection with the people around you. I feel like there's a lot of open communication at the moment. I also, on the other hand, get this sense that there's a feeling of being boxed in. There's a feeling of being boxed in, and your voice box is being constricted. And you're kind of in the middle of it and unsure of what to do. So there is 2 different energies at play, and they're really polar opposites. So I feel like you're either, completely building connections with people, becoming closer, and there is an opening of your throat chakra because this is a very open throat, and there's blue, so that's to do with communication. However, on the other hand, there could also be this intense feeling of feeling really boxed in at the moment, and your throat is feeling not your throat, your communication or being able to speak your truth is really closed off at the moment. And there's sort of a sense of wanting to find your path, or being unsure of what your path is. But your path usually doesn't just spring out of nowhere. I feel pile number 3, I feel like you're really on a journey at the moment to find your life's path or your purpose. And you could be feeling really constricted at the moment with the cards that you've been dealt in life and the people that surround you. And you may feel like this is limiting you and you cannot access or find a path that you truly resonate with. And I'm here to tell you the key to your pathway is within all of this. See, I'm depicting this little guy as you, pile number 3. And the key to finding your purpose and beginning your true life's path is through what you already have. We weren't dealt the hands that we have. We weren't dealt these things in life without a reason. So, pile number 3, how can you journey through this box that you feel like you're in? This box, that you actually are essentially creating for yourself, because you may be surrounded by this type of family, and you're surrounded by these types of friends, and you're surrounded by this type of work, and you're surrounded by this neighborhood, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't get out of here. And here's you in the middle. But actually, these dotted lines between all these things that surround you that make you feel caged in are not actually there, pile number 3. You have made that shit up. You are not actually confined to your circumstances. It's irrelevant. It has a reason because it will build you to what you are meant to be. How do I say it? Like everything is set the way it is. It's all according to plan. All that's around you has a greater meaning to build you into the type of person truly authentically that you are supposed to be if you let it. You can choose to remain constricted within these perimeters, within these imaginary chains due to the circumstances that you've found yourself in, or you can choose to start evaporating those imaginary lines and realizing that you can step out of that. So I think it really starts with speaking truth to yourself, as in asking yourself, is this really where I want to stay? And start speaking truth to yourself. Stop bullshitting yourself, pile number 3. Stop saying, oh, I'm just here, you know, it is what it is, in a negative sense. Like, oh, I can't, it's just how it's always been. I'm confined, I'm constricted. That limiting mindset is like a bacteria that continues to grow if you let it grow. It's like a piece of fruit. You put it in a container and you just let it sit there in the fridge and it's just rotting and rotting. And you just leave it there and you're just like, oh, it's just how it is. The piece of fruit can't get out of the container. It can't get out of the fridge. So all this bacteria and this mold is just continuing to grow because it's being continued to be fed the same things in the same container. And that's essentially the metaphor or analogy for you in your mind and a mindset. You're allowing this bacteria to grow in your mind and really limiting yourself, pile number 3. So I'm getting advice for you to open up your voice more, speak your truth. If you're too afraid to speak it to those around you, start speaking it to yourself. Ask yourself questions that really matter and actually sit with it and try and answer those questions for yourself. Pile number 3, I'm not trying to see this in the low vibration, but the message was becoming clearer and clearer as I tapped into that. So, you know, if you resonate with that, then this is definitely for you. But also if you're resonating with open communication and a tight-knit family, either way, pile number 3, that surrounds you in your tight-knit family, or, you know, not just family, but like where you're at right now, the suburb that you live in, the country that you live in, the family you surrounded yourself with, the people, the places, the things. Either way, part number 3, this is the key. It's really the key to opening yourself up to your true path, because it all starts with that place. It all has a purpose and a meaning, and it is the way it is on purpose for you to navigate through it, for you to discover the truth. So open up your voice and start communicating to yourself and to those around you. If you feel like you're constricted by people and their opinions and their words, and there needs to be, you need to start setting boundaries in the sense of getting clear on what you want and start speaking that to people. Start loosening the chains that surround by opening up. Yeah, people may be caught off guard by it and you know, be reactive, but you just stick in your lane, pile number 3, and you just keep doing what you know is right for you, truthfully, wholeheartedly. And those that are meant to be there and completely love and support you will always come around in the end. So just know that. But pile number 3, let's get a little bit deeper. Let's get a little bit more clarity on this current situation and what is actually going on. Message that we speak of. Moon secrets. So pile number 3, we have moon and the word secrets here. It's interesting that we have the number 31 and also 21. So 2 and 1 makes 3, which is, I believe, it's not change. Pile number 3, I see that I'm getting a lot of messages all at once and I don't really know what to do with it. I see that once these chains, imaginary chains, are starting to evaporate, these situations, people, places, and things in your life are being alchemized and you're seeing things from a different perspective. Essentially, it's the same thing, but you're starting to realize you're starting to see that there's many different perspectives, that there isn't just one way of looking at something. The moon also corresponds with letting go. So pile number 3, I feel like there could be a loss that you're experiencing, or you're realizing that you may have to lose everything. You may be realizing that you have to let go of everything that you thought you knew, because maybe a secret has been unleashed. The moon illuminates the night sky and it illuminates things in the shadows. Maybe there's been a secret or secrets that have come into fruition with those tight-knit family groups around you, or those tight-knit friend groups, and you're really starting to see the bigger picture. You're really starting to see it in all of its glory and craziness. And I feel like you've been going through a lot of different phases rather quickly. You've been experiencing different phases, but you keep trying to show up as what everyone has always known you as, and you're not allowing yourself to show up fully in all of your different phases, or let that be known, because maybe you're afraid that you'll be rejected, or people won't relate to you anymore. And the thing is, we all go through so many different phases, and as I said, those who are truly meant for you and love you will always come around. And know that you're not meant to resonate with everybody during any or all of your different phases. Why would you? And isn't that like the joy of life as well? Is being able to experience all of these different things and knowing that, yeah, not everybody's gonna like it, but it doesn't really matter. It's not about everybody. It's about you, pile number 3. Like, I feel like within yourself, you're going through changes, pile number 3. As I said, with all these different phases, you're going through changes. And I think I encourage you, and Spirit is encouraging you, to speak your honest truth about that. You don't have to be loud about it, but be confident in yourself, quietly confident if you have to. Don't feel like you have to prove yourself through every different transition. Just let it be. It always comes around full moon again. It always comes around full moon, without a doubt. Every single month we get a full moon. It always comes around. We get a new moon. We release. It's the cycles of life. I feel like you're also discovering a lot of hidden gems through all these different phases, or this current change within yourself. I said, yeah, there's secrets illuminating, but there's also just little hidden gems. Like, I'm just looking at these little pockets of light, and they could be stars, but I just feel like you're just coming across these small pockets of blessings, little pockets of gold at the end of the rainbow in each phase, and you're really collecting all of this new knowledge and these new concepts of yourself that you hadn't discovered before. And it's really beautiful. And pile number 3, if you're resonating with this tight-knit family and becoming and building closer bonds with those around you, I really see that you can trust that and really know that you are protected. You are surrounded by love and you are protected. And these people, just as much as you, are wanting to have open and flowing communication. Because if I see this as you, there's 4 lights that surround you and they're connected, and number 4 is protection, and also 3 plus 1 is 4, which is protection. And if you're in the middle of that, you are protected. Always know that you are safe and you are being guided and watched over through all these changes that you're going through, that you're transitioning through. So let's get a little bit clearer on this message. Yeah, so pile number 3, I feel like you're really entering this transition and this phase in your life. You're really finding your path and your place. And that's showing up as new goals and ambitions, new inspired goals and ambitions. And you really are being protected and held by those around you that it means the most. Yeah, so it's really a call to be clear on that and not, as I said, not allow yourself to feel confined or constricted by these invisible lines, because Spirit is really saying you have these goals and these little pockets of inspiration coming up as you transition. And Spirit is really saying, come on now, Pal 3, it's time to start making that plan and making it happen and do what you were here to do, what you know you are capable of doing in this lifetime as you know it. You weren't here to play small or stay confined. You were here to move through each phase and learn and grow and continue on this higher path. It's a reminder that life is cyclical. It continues to cycle from darkness, new moon, to lightness, full moon. It's continuous in nature in that way, and we can't always sit there and question it, but all we can do is sit with it and allow each phase to be as it is. So yeah, you'll have times of power and times when you stumble in the darkness. Your spirit guides are really encouraging you to recognize your own personal power, your own light within, and to not allow yourself to be constricted or conformed. Really open up, set your intentions and your truth. Allow your boundaries to come through. So pile number 3, let's get a little bit deeper. Let's use some animal dreaming oracle cards. We have Raven Magic. Number 25, Raven Magic. I see pile number 3 that you really are stepping into the magic that you have within your soul by speaking up. I don't know if a raven is the same as a crow. We call them crows in Australia, but crows are really they are very vocal. They're very loud about it. They're very loud and proud. And that's funny because, yes, because this is about opening up and speaking your truth, opening your voice box. And it's funny because the crow really does that. I mean, they don't shut up. I'm not even trying to be rude. But I really feel like it is a calling for you, pile number 3, to really, as I said, speak your truth, open up. That's confirmation for that. And, you know, ravens or crows are a lot more intelligent than people give them credit for. And I feel like that's the same with you, pile number 3, is you are a lot more intuitive and intelligent and tapped in than people give you credit for, or even you give yourself credit for. So I'm seeing like there's a lot of stars. Like here's a star, that's a Southern Cross, stars. Like honestly, pile number 3, you're a star, and you need to acknowledge that and tap into that. We also got this other card, dog and loyalty. As I said, those who are meant to be in your life, pile number 3, will come round or stay. They will be loyal to you, and you will know truly the people, places, and things that are meant for your soul in each and every phase that you go through. People are really showing their loyalty to you. And it's also an encouragement from our ancestors to be loyal to yourself. Pile number 3. Stay loyal to yourself. You know, it's interesting because dogs are so beautiful, and you know, like they're really authentic, and they really just show up as they are in every moment, in every phase. And I feel like that's really being, ooh, dear me. I feel like that's really being illuminated. It's really being confirmed that show up as you are for yourself in every different phase that you're going through currently. Because at the end of it, you know, these cycles that we go through, dogs always come back to love. It's their inherent knowledge. They always come back to being loving. And that's the same for you, pile number 3. You know, dogs show up as they are in every moment. When they're scared, they're scared. They whimper, they tuck their tail in, they show it. They really show their true authentic selves. When they're protective, they snicker. Snicker, is that the right word? They sneer their snout or whatever. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they show their teeth and they growl and snarl and they bark and sometimes they bite. But you know, like they always showing up authentically in every moment that they are. And I feel like spirit is really speaking to you, pile number 3, and saying to you for you to do the same. Speak your truth. Blue, throat chakra, speak your truth. Speak your truth and allow the magic to come through. You might anger people, you might upset people, and I'm not saying, you know, run around and be a bitch. I'm just saying, speak your truth, set your boundaries. Don't be afraid to speak up like the raven who doesn't shut up. I mean, you don't have to be that dramatic, but continue to speak your truth, and those that are loyal to you, those that are meant for you, will stay with you, pile number 3. Kind of want to get another animal card reading for you, pile number 3. Oh. So we also have the Tasmanian Devil. We also got that in pile number 2, which is interesting. You're really becoming laser focused on your soul's calling as you begin to open up authentically, and you're gaining a lot of wisdom as you go through all of these different cycles and these different phases. Yeah, pile number 3, I'm just really hearing, just really show up for yourself authentically in every moment. Like I'm looking at these animals and their eyes, and they're all different. Like the eyes on this dog just look so happy and cheery, and that's what he's doing in that moment. And here they're so laser focused and determined, you know, almost a little bit like just observing. And the eyes on the raven are a little bit creepy, I'm not gonna lie, but it just illuminates those different phases. And the call for staying true to that, pile number 3. And I know I keep repeating it, but that's a really strong message that is coming through. And I feel like that should be really honored. As we honor each phase of the moon, we can honor each phase of ourselves. Yeah, and pile number 3, as much as I've been saying, speak and openly communicate, there's also a call from spirit to start speaking to the divine more. Start speaking to God, however you view it, God, the divine, the creator, source. There's a real encouragement to start speaking more with God and conversing and really allowing from that magic to just really flow into your life as you realize so much connectedness and love and abundance that really is. If you just open yourself up to these channels that connect you directly to that universal source. It's like it's a real reminder of you are connected to something so much bigger than yourself. Like, if this is you, and look, this guy is attached to this big guy, which is attached to this big guy, and it's all a bigger, beautiful picture than you could ever imagine. So start speaking to God and the universe and allow the magic to flow into your life. Watch it flow into your life, pile number 3. See how beautiful things can really be. It's also a beautiful reminder that we can call out to a higher power greater than ourselves for help if we feel that we need it. If we feel like we can't speak our truth or we can't show up as we are, start speaking to the divine creator and asking them to help you. Pile number 3, this is really your opening for inner peace. If you don't want to remain confined, feel like you can't be all that you know you could be, this really is the key to unlocking that inner peace. If you feel confined and you don't know where to start with prayer. Start with speaking to something higher than yourself, something that goes past your family, something that goes past your physical home, that goes past the suburb that you live in, that goes past the country, that goes past the planet, that goes past the stars. Start speaking to something that is greater than you could ever imagine. Speak gratitude for what already is, and watch as those invisible lines start to dissipate as you step out. Watch the magic unfold, pile number 3. With this dog card as well, with this loyalty, the dog nurtures the ability to forgive when appropriate, to accept imperfection, and to maintain truth and loyalty towards others. So I feel like it's saying you can still love those in your life, even if secrets are coming out at the moment. You can still hold a space for them and still love them. You can also do that while holding them at a distance, because dog encourages you to have that same loyalty and respect for yourself. She encourages choosing what's best for your overall health in every way, emotionally, physically. And it begs the question, are you sacrificing your true feelings for fear of being rejected? So, as I said, not allowing your true selves, I say selves because there's different phases of you, to be seen, to be heard, to put the boundaries down, to open your communication, your voice. Are you sacrificing that because you fear being rejected? Well, rejection is redirection. And as I said, those who are meant for you will stay loyal to you. You'll start to realize that as you gain the wisdom and clarity, pile number 3, as you speak out to a higher power than yourself and you ask for guidance. Ask and you shall receive, pile number 3. The Tasmanian devil is also an invitation for you to take some time in solitude if you need it. You may be closely knit to your family, people, place, and things. And, as things are being illuminated, it can feel overwhelming. And even though you might be loved and supported and held, you may just need to take a walk by yourself to get some clarity, to really tap into your inherent wisdom that you have deep within your soul that's true for you. So pile number 3, Spirit really encourages you to, if you feel overwhelmed and like everyone has something to say, and your voice, your raven crow is getting lost amongst all of the other raven crows, that maybe you should take a step out for a hot minute, not forever, just maybe go on a nice long walk by yourself and really connect to yourself. I'm hearing going for a walk on a nature trail would probably be really beneficial for you, group number 3. So you can tap into that wisdom that you already know is true for you and continue on your path through these transitions. We're going to tap into some universal wisdom. We have Earth changes. See, Earth changes, pile number 3. This really, to me, is advocating the cycles of nature, that it's ever changing. It will continuously be a cycle. And there's a lot of beauty and magic to be seen in every single phase that you go through. Look how beautiful this card is. I mean, we've got rainbows and light, and it's glistening on some water with some iridescent trees. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous, pile number 3. Each phase in itself has the potential to be so beautiful, and you can gain so much wisdom from each and every cycle that you go through in your life. Raphael. Pile number 3, I feel like you're really transitioning into a beautiful butterfly. You really are so magical. You are opening yourself up to so much possibility if you just allow yourself to embrace where you're at right now. Whether you are in some darkness, you can't see the moon, you feel you're stumbling in the dark, or you're running in a full moon lit night sky. Honor where you're at and know that this too shall pass. Everything passes. Nothing stays the same. We have a lot of purple energy here, and purple has been a current theme through all of these readings, which I find really interesting. Yeah, it's really just tapping into that wisdom and that intuition, that inner knowing. I feel like all of this card reading has really been about tapping into your inner knowing. And that's what we're here for, isn't it? That's what we're here for. And this color purple is very royal, associated with beauty and worthiness. Reminder from the universe that you are protected and surrounded by your spirit guides, by your angels. They're all around you, even if you can't see them. Yeah, so this is a beautiful reminder, pile number 3, to not fear any changes occurring in your life at the present. And by changes, I feel like a lot of these changes are within yourself, as we've been talking about, these transitioning within yourself, and you need not fear, my love. There's so much protection here for you that I can see. This card here, Earth Changes, also concretes the fact that I said these current circumstances really are the key to your evolution. Whether you think that you're entrapped, is that a word? Whether you feel like you're caged in and constricted, or you feel connected and loved. Either way, this current circumstance is your key. And this card really confirms that as well. It also confirms that, yeah, all of these transitions are a part of the process. And to not, if you feel scared and you feel fear, to remember that this is a part of the transformation process. And it's also speaking on, as I said, when you, pile number 3, like you're wanting to become clear on your truth within yourself, and that's being illuminated by the full moon energy. So it's coming up to the surface. Really allow that to come up to the surface, to be healed. All that is buried deep within you, allowing it to come out, to be illuminated, and in doing so, you are healing yourself. Raphael, this god or goddess, comes in as a reminder, and she speaks on that you may be feeling bogged down by the current situations that you feel stuck in right now, and you're allowing it to consume you. As I said, you're allowing it to confine you, constrict you. You're letting these situations really bog you down. And the Archangel Raphael is here to remind you that you are much more than your career, than work or study. As I said, you are much more than the box that you have put yourself in due to these circumstances. You are so much more than that, pile number 3. This Archangel Raphael comes in as a reminder to lighten up a little, have a little bit of fun. Maybe you're just a little bit too serious, pile number 3. Honestly, you're just a little bit too serious. Maybe that's also why you got the Raven, because maybe you just need to climb up a tree and squawk. In a sense, because you're just a little bit too serious, pile number 3. Like it ain't all that. Find the joy in life as well. Find what sparks your soul. It may also be a reminder to tap into that playful energy. And I'm also correlating that now with the dog as well. Dogs love to be playful. You know, I've even seen the oldest dogs act like a puppy. And it's a reminder of no matter how old you get, you still have a childlike quality within you that needs to be tended to. Allow yourself to play. Stop being so serious, pile number 3. As you allow more joy into your life as you currently know it, in the seriousness that it may be, as you allow more joy in, things will start to become clearer for you just by the pure fact of enjoying yourself more and enjoying what already is. As I said, this is the key. What you have now is the key for your ascension. So you need to tap into that grateful energy. When you tap into grateful energy, pile number 3, your whole world unfurls in a beautiful way, like the butterfly unfurling its wings. When you tap into that grateful energy, things become fun. You want to play more. You get excited. You squeal like a little child with joy because you're like, of course, I love that. I'm grateful for that in my life. And the path will become clearer. and your truth will start to be surfacing, as you tap into that and you journey through this new phase. The caterpillar turns into a butterfly. It's a new phase. It's the changes of the earth. It's the cycles. You're really being called, pile number 3, to tap into a little bit more gratefulness and a little bit more joy, and watch as your truth starts to come up, and allow yourself to speak your truth. Sing it out if you have to. You know, the crow doesn't sing very well, but he doesn't give a damn. He does it anyway. We're going to get some tarot cards for you to get any lasting messages that we have for you. We have the Ace of Wands reverse, which is crazy because we actually also got this in pile number 2. I do feel like when I do these readings, they do all intertwine because, of course, they are essentially a collective energy. So if you're feeling drawn to all of the piles, that's totally normal, pile number 3. They are all interconnected, and that's just what it is. So with the Ace of Wands, yeah, it's a real invitation to take everything you know as it is, flip it upside down, give it a shake, allow the leaves to fall off, allow the seriousness to fall off your shoulders, allow that frown to be turned upside down, and allow more joy into your life, pile number 3. And so we also have the Temperance in reversed, and we have the 5 of Wands. Don't be afraid to shed a few leaves, to shed a few layers of yourself, to be illuminated. It's the major theme at the moment. There's almost a real ungrounding energy, pile number 3. There's an encouragement to ground yourself. And I feel like when we're not experiencing a lot of joy in our life, we tend to be pretty ungrounded. Our root chakra, which is grounding chakra, tends to be out of balance when there's no joy in our life. Because how can we feel safe if we're not feeling grounded to all that is? So there is an encouragement, pile number 3, as I said, go for a walk in nature, a nature trail, and allow yourself to be grounded to earth, to the ground, and then to yourself as you take the walk alone and tap into yourself. Yes, very ungrounded. So the card says, center yourself and come back into alignment with who you really are. Focus on your own inner peace, not what's going on around you. It's a calling to come back to yourself. So really, it's reiterating everything that we've touched on. And the 5 of Swords, pile number 3. You may feel like there's a lot of energies clashing at the moment with each other, and you're finding it hard to find your own voice, as we've touched on. You may be the card states, pile number 3, that you may be surrounded by conflict, disagreement, competition, and infighting. Everyone is actively voicing their opinion, but no one is listening. Listen carefully to each person, or simply remove yourself from the drama. Yeah, so maybe this whole time, this energy was also connecting to, and I said there's so much blue. Maybe everyone around you, everything around you is voicing so much opinion, and that's why there's so much open communication, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's productive. And as I said, sometimes there's so much noise from everybody else. Everybody's crowing so much, you can't hear your own crow. Take yourself out of the situation, go for a walk, tap in with yourself, really being encouraged to take yourself out of the situation, for a hot minute, have a little breather. Take that walk in solitude, go walk about. There may be a lot of argument in your family, but as I said, when you find your voice and you speak your truth and honor your phases, pile number 3, those who are meant for you will stay true to you. They may be a little thrown off, some of them, but they'll always come around, those that are true for you. But you make sure that you remain true for yourself and loyal to yourself, no matter what anybody else says, no matter what else is going on. We have the 6 of Wands, so there's a lot of wand energy, and wands also correlate to magic, which this card, the Raven card, if you remember, had magic written on it. Finding your voice is really finding your magic. Tapping into what makes you happy is really finding your magic. So moving forward with all of this advice, pal, number 3, you have the opportunity to really tap into that beautiful magic that resides within your soul, and you can sit up on your high horse and you can feel determined and have a set path for yourself, and all of this conflict will work itself out as you assert new boundaries, as you gain new wisdom, and you're unbothered. You will become an unbothered queen once you realize this magic within you. Once you let yourself transition, stop resisting it, stop staying in it because of the conflict, stop staying in it because you're worried about what your family thinks or what your friends or whatever thinks. Stop allowing yourself not to feel joy. You have the potential to be up here elegantly riding a beautiful horse into the abyss. And so with this, you'll be tapping into a feeling of confidence, self-assurance, and success. And this is something you can really be proud of yourself for, and these achievements, and you'll be ready to shout them from the rooftops. And at the end of the day, all of this noise and craziness and conflict, people that are going to realize what you've really transitioned into, and the ones that are loyal are going to cheer you on, and even the ones that aren't loyal are going to cheer you on. They might not do it in a way that seems cheerful, though. They might do it through, jealousy, but know that that's essentially the same, because they realize your inherent power as well. Once you stop listening to the noise of everybody else and listen to yourself, pile number 3. So pile number 3, that is all I have for you today. I really hope that you gained some clarity and an important message from this, whatever you needed to receive, whatever resonated with you. I hope you take that with you and carry on forward. All of the best to you, pal number 3, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next one.